There are places that you enter once and then spend the rest of your life trying to return to. The Maya believed cenotes were entrances to the underworld. I understand why. Getting here isn't a flight. It's a transition. A ferry across rough water, the busy streets of Playa del Carmen, a winding road away from civilization, and then the jungle. Today I'm solo, and my son and dive buddy Gunner is heavy on my mind. Not because he's far away, but because I know this dive is going to change me. He's too young for this one and the stakes are too high. But there will be a day when he chooses how close to the edge he wants to stand. Today is not that day. Part of being a father is knowing which doors you open together and which ones you walk through alone. When you travel alone into places like this, you learn something quickly. Adventure doesn't announce itself. It waits. This is where local knowledge matters, where experience replaces confidence. And today, that starts with the Cenote guy and my guide, Seb.
The big asteroid, the big meteorite crashed on the Earth like 66 million of years ago. 10 kilometers, the diameter of the rock. This meteorite crashed between Florida and Peninsula Yucatan. Exactly 100 kilometers north of Peninsula Yucatan, so the impact was on the Gulf of Mexico.
People don't treat these places like attractions. They treat them like living systems. You don't rush preparation here. You move with intent. The ancient Maya didn't see cenotes as sacred because they were beautiful. They saw them as sacred because they were final. These were entrances to Xibalba, the underworld. Human offerings were cast into these depths, not for ceremony, but for survival. This was never a place you passed through. It was a place you were sent. Every descent now is a reminder that we are entering somewhere that we were never meant to leave. Zapote does not welcome you. The water is cold as soon as you enter. You take a moment, you get your bearings, let yourself breathe, and let your breath settle. Then the descent begins. The walls start to close in. Light fades quicker than your instincts expect. This is the last place where the surface still feels relevant. Then something appears to be coming up from below you. What looks like roots, or a tree growing out of the ceiling. And just as it comes into focus, we enter the overhead portion of the dive. And that's when the bells reveal themselves. Speleothems, known as Hell's Bells. Massive, impossible formations, hanging in the water like relics from another world. They aren't geological formations, but bacteria that has formed over a millennia. They feel intentional. This is the moment Zapote takes your breath away. Not with fear, but with awe. We descend further, and at around 120 feet, the water changes again. A hydrogen sulfide layer forms a false horizon separating the fresh water above and the salt water below. It's thick, white, and heavy. Your light hits it and dissolves. Direction loses meaning here. Your senses lie to you. This is where discipline matters more than ego, and panic feels reasonable in a place like this. Ascending back into the light is almost like waking from a dream. Still surrounded by tight walls and amazing structures, we inch our way back to the surface. The impossibly blue water that doesn't feel as cold now in contrast to the dark water below. When you leave Zapote, something follows you out. Not fear, but perspective. No one talks right away. These dives don't make you feel powerful, they make you feel small and grateful. Kinha feels different from the start, and it's beneath our feet before we even realize it. To enter, we lower our gear through stone, through a crack in the earth that feels less like descent and more like permission. Standing in a cave on a floating dock with bats fluttering above. My thoughts are racing and I can almost hear them bouncing off of the walls that surround me. Then the water takes me again. Kinha means sun water, and the light erupts through the cracks above. Sharp beams cut through the darkness. The bright glow feels sacred. This was a place of offerings, and you can feel it in the depths. The walls are massive here, the darkness patient. Light gives you confidence, and darkness demands respect. This is not a place you conquer, it's a place you pass through. Scuba is all about time, and you can see how harsh the time has been on these ancient limestone walls. Here we see more speleothems, but much smaller than before. The grand formations here are more like drapes. It's hanging 30 feet down into the darkness. A spend much of this dive with my lights off and capture the silhouettes of my dive team. And once again, time has its way, and we ascend back to the surface. The trip back feels surreal. And you'll take card. Okay. Yep, thank you. Somewhere between awake and asleep, the underworld is still playing in your mind while traffic crashes back into your ears that are still muffled from the depth. Movement feels foreign, and Playa del Carmen is loud, alive. Completely indifferent to where you've just been. You walk through it carrying a secret no one around you knows. Eventually I return to Cozumel, to the resort, to solid ground, and to my wife. She carries the cost of these adventures, the waiting, the worry. She holds the weight of consequences while I chase the edge of understanding. Adventure doesn't exist in isolation, and someone always pays the price. The Maya were right. The underworld is real, and the gates are still open. Hey guys, I'm Jeff, and this is Generations Below, and I've got some huge news for you. Generations Below started as a way for me to share my passion for diving with my son Gunnar, who we certified at just 12 years old. Watching his transformation underwater changed everything for me, and I fell in love with this sport and what it gives back to people. That's why we founded the NextGen Divers Foundation. Our goal is simple: to give kids access to scuba diving who would never get the chance otherwise. NextGen exists to fund junior diver certifications and their first set of essential gear. Kids can train with the dive shop they choose, and we reimburse the cost. And through our relationship with dive brands and the funding we raise, we will help put them into their first real dive kit. Every diver sees firsthand what our oceans are up against. And every diver, whether they realize it or not, becomes a conservationist. NextGen Divers Foundation is a federally recognized 501c3, and all donations are tax deductible. You can donate once or become a monthly supporter of the cause. If you want to truly impact the next generation of diving, help grow the sport, and protect our oceans and reefs while giving kids something to be proud of, support the NextGen Divers Foundation, donate below, and we'll see you down there.